Yo, it's your boy Marita, boy. I'm back up in this thing, man. Listen. Your boy back monetized, and I need y'all to go run them memberships up, man. I need you to run them likes up, and I need you to share, comment to this video. You see how God work, man? They can't keep a good man down, straight up though. But listen, we got some hot off the presses, man. Thug might pull a fluke, and Thug might come up out from under this thing. I'm talking about he might, I'm talking about pull something out of the hat, boy. I'm talking about for real. Hot off the presses. DA from Fulton County, Fanni Willis, has been called out for improper relationships between her and the DA and the top Trump prosecutor, man. Hey, boy, listen, let me tell y'all something, boy. Look, boy, I ain't gonna lie to you, boy. Woo, if what they allege is true, this might look good for Thug. Listen, man, but we gonna get into it, though. District Attorney Fanni Willis improperly hired an alleged romantic partner to prosecute Donald Trump and financially benefited from their relationship. Ooh, this is getting good. This is getting very good. According to a court motion filed Monday, which argued the criminal charges in the case were unconstitutional, the bombshell public filing alleged that Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade, a private attorney, paid for lavish vacations he took with Willis using the Fulton County funds his law firm received. They using county funds. So if you're a taxpayer in Fulton County, they use your money to go out there and hang out and have a vacation. That's what they saying. But let's keep reading though. County records show that Wade, who has played a prominent role in the election interference case, has been paid nearly $654,000 in legal fees since January 2022. The DA authorizes his compensation, which means that Fanni Willis is the one signing these checks, giving them to her boyfriend. So she's signing the checks, giving them to him, and he taking the money and taking on vacations and they having a good time. Ooh, do your shit, Fanni. Do your shit. The motion filed on behalf of defendant Michael Roman, a former Trump campaign official, seeks to have the charges against Roman dismissed and for Willis, Wade, and the entire DA's office to be disqualified from further prosecution of the case. Pallavi Bailey, a Willis spokeswoman, said the DA's office will respond to Roman's allegations through appropriate court filings. Wade did not immediately respond to a request for comment. So this is the counter to her filing those charges against Donald Trump. This is Trump doing what he do, high profile people with power, people with money. He the former president. So he do have connections. He still got his tentacles in a lot of places. And this is him digging into Fanni Willis until he found something that he could possibly use in order to get her through off his case or to smear some dirt on her name or even get her arrested, because this is criminal right here. But we're going to keep reading. The document offers no concrete proof of the romantic ties between Willis and Wade, but says sources close to both the special prosecutor and district attorney have confirmed they had an ongoing personal relationship. These snitch motherfuckers right here, y'all. These are people who work around them and they knew the tea. And then Donald Trump and them, and they telling the tea. That's what it is. I told y'all, whatever done in the dark come to light, bro. I'm telling y'all. So all that sneaking and geeking and all that, listen. Hey, you just better be prepared for it when it come to light. And we don't know if this is true. We're going to say that too, because it said there's no concrete proof. But people snitching on Fanni, you know what I mean? Allegedly. Roman's lawyer, Ashley Merchant, says she received the case filed in Wade's ongoing divorce proceedings at the Superior Court Clerk's office and made copies of certain documents. Ooh. But the case file was later improperly sealed because no court hearing was held as required by law. Ooh. Because the case remains under seal, Merchant says she is not sharing the information she obtained from the divorce file until the seal is lifted. She also says she is asking a judge to unseal the case file. It is unclear if the explosive issues raised in the filing undermine the validity of the indictment against Trump and remaining 14 count 14 co-defendants or simply muddy the waters by questioning Willis' professional ethics. One ethics expert said the allegations, if true, raise serious questions. Stephen Gillens, a prosecutor at New York's University Law School who has written extensively about legal and judicial ethics, said a closer look at Willis' decision-making is needed before it can be determined whether the indictment should be dismissed. If the allegations are true, Gillens said, Willis was conflicted in the investigation and prosecution of this case and wasn't able to bring the sort of independent professional judgment her position requires. Ooh. That outside made them sick. You know what I'm talking about? I can't cuss on YouTube, y'all. I'm trying to cut my cussing out. They got new YouTube guidelines, so bear with me. That does not mean that her decision were in fact improperly motivated, Gillen said in an email. It does mean that the public and the state, as her client, could not have the confidence of the independent judgment that her position requires her to exercise. Woo. So they're saying that she was stigmatized. You know what I mean? She might have been acting off of that. You feel what I'm saying? You know, if she in a relationship with the prosecutor, with another DA, you know, that might, you know, it's like motivate her to, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That shit improper, dog. You know what I mean? At the same time, though, hey, Fanni. Low key, though, well, I like you, Fanni. I like how you popping your shit, Fanni. I'm talking about, like, really popping it. I'm talking about, like that real popping it. That shit, I like that shit, Fanni. I ain't gonna lie to you, boy, for real. But, you know, on a professional level, you know what I mean? If this is true, you out of pocket, Fanni. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, for the street dudes like me who always fantasized about having dealings with a lawyer or a police or a beautiful, fine police officer, this shit on the bucket list. You know what I'm talking about? For real, Fanni. So, hey, I mean, part of me don't like what you do, but part of me is intrigued. Tell me more. The motion states that the check sent to Wade from Fulton County and his subsequent purchase of vacations for Willis could amount to honest services fraud, a federal crime in which a vendor gives kickbacks to an employee. It is also possible this could be prosecuted under the federal racketeering statute. The motion said, look in here, look at the fleas on Fluffy. Boy, if that happened, boy, I tell you, can you see the irony? She is prosecuting Thug on a RICO case, and what if federal RICO charges would be filed against her in this case? Boy, Fanni, you might have got yourself into a fight. Why you just didn't mess with me, Fanni? Why you just didn't talk to me? You could have just dealt with me. You know what I mean? Would have been no conflict of interest. I would have kept it hush hush. You know what I'm saying? We could have been getting real steamy, man. I'm talking about, you could have been giving me that money, and I could have been taking you on vacations with that money. But at the same time, it wouldn't have been, you know what I mean, like you paying an employee. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't work for you. You know what I'm saying? I don't work for you. Fanni, if you get this message, I won't say nothing. Merchant wrote that the motion is not filed lightly, nor is it being filed without considerable forethought, research, or investigation. But the issue had to be raised and must be heard because the issues strike at the heart of fairness in our judicial system. And if left unaddressed and unchecked, threaten to taint the entire prosecution of this case, invite error, and completely undermine public confidence in any outcome in this proceeding. Willis and Wade, the motion contends, have been engaged in improper, clandestine personal relationship during the pendency of this case, which has resulted in the special prosecutor and in turn the district attorney profiting significantly from the prosecution at the expense of the taxpayers. Ooh. A problem with Wade's appointment is that it was not approved by the Fulton County Board Commissions as required by law. The motion said the motion also questions Wade's credentials, contending he has never prosecuted a felony case. Wade was an assistant solicitor for Cobb County in 1999. The office handles misdemeanor cases. Wade entered into his special prosecutor contract on November 1st, 2021, just one day before he filed for divorce in Cobb County. The motion said Willis is divorced. Roman's filing also resurfaced an accusation previously made against Wade that his 2 oaths of office were not filed in court prior to his work on the case. So he misrepresented himself as a duly authorized special prosecutor. Judge Scott McAfee previously rejected the argument, stating that the requirements don't apply to contractors working on single cases and that the defendant didn't establish a constitutional violation or structural defect to the grand jury process that warranted dismissing the case outright. If this parrot of a motion is somehow not yet dead, the defense has failed to establish how Wade's actions resulted in prejudice. McAfee wrote, alluding to a famous Monty Python sketch. Okay. Mercer acknowledged McAfee ruling, but said that in the larger context of the various issues surrounding his appointment, Willis' lack of authority to appoint him and the conflict of interest issues addresses below. The fact that Wade did not file his oath before beginning work takes on new and more significant meaning and indeed constitutes a structural defect in the indictment. Merchant's filings came on the day McAfee had set as a deadline for most of the defendants to submit pretrial motions in a sprawling criminal case. So what they're saying is, basically what they're saying is he misrepresented himself because he didn't have the proper credentials to represent himself as what he represented himself when he was doing all this stuff about the Donald Trump's election fraud or whatever shit they was talking about. Also, what they saying is they're trying to allude to that Fanni Willis and him had a relationship before he became a special prosecutor, and she appointed him special prosecutor, and she doesn't even have the authority to appoint him special prosecutor. Now, is this all true? I don't know. This is just what they're saying. This is what's alleged. But they're saying that she didn't even have authority to appoint her alleged boyfriend as a special prosecutor. And in a slick way, they trying to infer that his divorce may have something to do with the relationship that him and Fanni Willis allegedly were having, because the time frame of him being appointed special prosecutor, the time frame of his divorce is very close, and they saying that they want to get inside his divorce filings to see if it got something to do with his alleged relationship with Fanni Willis. It's more to read, but I'm gonna cover it in a live, and I don't want to continue to go over. It's interesting as hell though. But I will say this: I've been said that Thug's attorneys should have explored the alleged rumor relationship that they said Fanni Willis had with one of the victims in this case, Donovan Nutt Thomas. Because you want to discredit Fanni, the DA's office, you know what I'm saying? It's exactly how Johnny Cochran beat OJ case. He successfully indicted, not like legally indicted, but he successfully made the jurors feel like that the Los Angeles Police Department was corrupt. And that helped in OJ beating his double murder case. It's a good tactic if you can find some credible dirt on the DA's office or the police department that's investigating, prosecuting your client, or you, if you're in those situations, if that's your lawyer. This is big. How will this affect Thug's case? Well, we know sometimes when police or DA, when their credibility becomes an issue, they then take a look back at all the other cases that they have prosecuted, and sometimes they find misconduct or things that were unethical, and they overturn those cases. Will they overturn? Will this affect Thug's case? I don't know. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna go live a little bit later on. We're gonna talk about it. I want to see what you guys got to say about it. Do you think Fanni Willis had a relationship with this gentleman? Jump in the chat. The comment section. Let me know. This is interesting. This is interesting. This is very interesting. But yeah. So Fanni Willis, man, she been popping it, literally, allegedly. Man, like, share, comment to this video. Chill.